fun. We're going to do a bit of myofascial release today, I think. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a little bit of self-care today. So what I mean by that is that I would like you to pause if you need to and go and find yourself something that is approximately the size of a tennis ball. It is kind of squishy. If you have a tennis ball, that's great. If you have a pinky ball, that's ideal. If you have a dog toy that's kind of squishy, that might work too. It does need to be a bit firm. So if you don't mind sacrificing an apple, for example, to this conundrum, an apple will work, but it'll probably be pretty bruised when we're done. So pinky ball is a little bit smaller than my palm. And the prop we're going to use today, it's just like a high bounce ball, but it's squishy, yeah? And if you don't have one of those, a small apple would work, or a medium-sized apple. You can also take a piece of fabric, like this is a thin dishcloth, and I've just rubber banded it into kind of a round shape. That'll do in a pinch. There are also pressure release balls that are bigger. This one is bigger than my palm. Those can be fine for this too. But we're going to basically like do some muscle release later in class today. So grab that for later, and then we'll get started with our normal Pilates workout. And yeah, I hope you have fun today. I'm going to put on a bit of a different soundtrack than we normally have. Let me set up our playback and we will get ready to go. Right. Starting out in your space, we're going to do our little warm up. So start your trackers and roll those shoulders back. Curve. And arch. And big curve. Trying to take your belly button back in space and arch. Same action, but we're going to go out and in and out and in and out and in and out and with your Pilates too. And then we will add our hips. So I'm going to release, pull it in, curl and neutral and arch and neutral, release, pull it in and curl and neutral and arch and neutral, release. Arch, neutral, curl, neutral. Okay, we're holding up and we're gonna hug a giant fluffy dog and come to neutral spine, and then we'll arch really big and do it again. We're gonna hug a giant fluffy dog and come to neutral spine, and then we'll arch. We're trying to get a sense of where your neutral spine is. Most of us, when we release to neutral, there's still a bit of a dump out here, yeah? So we're gonna retrain what neutral is. It's supported in the front and long in that lower back. Arch, neutral, hug, neutral, arch, neutral. All right, the head is dropping, head, neck, shoulders. Feel your back stretching as you bend your knees, coming down. We're stacking up. Tailbone, middle back, lower back, up. We're going head, neck, shoulders curl, chest curls, lift belly, back down to the full roll up. 2, 3. Can you get a little tension pulling your legs together as you do this so that we're activating those inner thighs? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and bend your knees and we come up. Bring your legs together so that they're comfortable. Knees and toes are pointing the same direction. Go ahead and come to the front here. Let your hands come out. We're going to make box shape whoop, 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 whoop with our shoulders. They go forward and they go up and forward and then up and back and then down and back. Repeat forward, up and forward, up and back and down and back and forward, up and back. I call these shoulder boxes. We go forward, up, back, and forward, up and hold it back. Sway those hips side to side. See if you can stretch the side of your hip. Good. Step it wide. Knees are pointed gently outward. I'm going to turn diagonally. Lifting up and in your body. Let's shake the hips side to side, and you can push off of your feet a little bit. And then we'll go hip over to the right side, and we're going to lean the body slightly forward. We're going to twist it up. Your hip is staying perfectly still. Okay, we're bringing it up. We're taking those sassy hips over to your left. I'm going to go to the side so you can see how far forward my body is. So I want lots of space in that lower back. Nice and tight here. We're going up and across to get your obliques. Up, 2, 3, 4. Good job. We're coming up right and hips back to center. And now we're going to put all the things together. Here we go. We're going hips to the right and body to the left. We come back up with your torso and bring it back center. Hips to your left, body to your right. Keep your abs real tight. We're going out and up and over, out and up and over and out and up and over and over. Okay, over to your right. You're going to change your hips now. They're flat. You're going to flip them forward on that diagonal. Now your body's out on the diagonal. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see. Yeah, I'm over your right leg. From here, we're going to reach center. I'm going to bend my knees. Doot, 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 doot. Look down. Make sure your knees and toes are pointing the same direction. So your toes are not too far in or too far out. Yeah. We're going to bring it back upright. Dropping your hips underneath you. Make sure you get not just to here, but all the way back to neutral and press it up. Yeah. And we will go tip it all out to your left and take it to your diagonal back center. We go, then we open up the thighs nice and slow. Drop your pelvis, pull your abs back in and rise up, squeezing your legs together to bring up your back. 2, 3, 4, and 4, 3, 2. Abs are nice and tight and soft. 2, 3, 4, and bend. 2, 3, 4. Drop hips up. 2, 3, 4, and press. Last one and left. 3, 4, and out. 2, 4. 3, 2, 3, 4. Center. 4, 2, 1. Upright. 4, 3, 2, 4. Rise. 1, 2, 3. Good. Let it go. Nothing's holding on except your Pilates scoop. Big circles of your arms, open up your back. All right, just shoulders. Shoulders are back. Buckle your rib cage shut. Drop it down. We're going to sit back on an imaginary stool back here. Nice flat back. And I'm going to just drop in, lift and drop in, lift and drop. Good, nice and low. Drop those hips. Look down to make sure your knees are right next to each other. Little pulse, 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 pulse. Your kneecaps are tracking over your pointer finger toes. Yeah, so straight forward. Some of us tend to plant our feet wider than our knees. You got to really be clear about that. Back down. Back. 2, 3. The more you sit back, the more this will go into your glutes instead of your thighs. Good. And roll it up. Stacking up your spine, lower back, middle back, shoulder blades, chest, head, and rise. Sending your pelvis a little bit forward, bro. Bring you up to your toes. Warming up your calves. If you feel wobbly as you float forward, pull those thighs together. Push the floor. And abs are in. Good. Settle on down to your imaginary chair and sit down. Find your spot. You're going to roll down onto your back. We're going to pull your right leg into your chest and slide your left leg out. And then let your left leg slide to the side. And then pull it along your center line using your inner thigh. We're going to let it slide out to the side and use your inner thigh to bring it back in. And out to the side. Go ahead and lift up your head, neck, and shoulders and look at that leg. When you brought it in, did it make it all the way in? For me, it's like another 4 inches before I actually get to my center. Go ahead and try again. Slide it out. Pull it in. Think that you got to your center, then lift head up, neck, and shoulders. Oh, no, I got another 2 inches to pull in. Good. Pulse those last 2 inches. Pulse, 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 pulse. Pulse, 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 pulse. Can you pull your scoop in some more? Good. Release. Knee up and switching legs. Feel that stretch first. Ah. Really pressing the thigh firmly. Let your right leg, your other leg, the long leg, slide out and pull it into center. Look down. Well, this one's a little closer, but it's lost its turnout. I slide it out again. I'm going to pull it in with my inner thigh, thinking about my heel meeting my center line. And slide it out one more time. Pulling up my pelvic floor. Pilates scoop in, looking, and I'll go pulse, 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 pulse. Pulse, little deeper, take it small, pulse, pulse, and pull it in. Now, I noticed on that second side, I had a lot more wobble in my hips as I was using the inner thigh there. That means I'm not stabilizing as well on that side, so I'll work on that. All right, both feet on the floor, pelvic clock. First, our floor goes up, then our scoop comes in. We go 6 and neutral and 12 and neutral and 6. Big arch in the back. Feel underneath. You should be able to slide a hand underneath there for your 6 and neutral. You can't fit a hand under there, but it's no pressure. 12 o'clock. You should be able to slide your finger underneath the soft parts of your butt. And in 12 o'clock, since we're just using our abs, not our butt to stay there, your butt cheeks should be jiggly still. Yeah. Pelvic clock. Here we go. 6, neutral, 12, neutral, 6, neutral, 12, neutral. Pelvis tips, flat, curves, flat, tips, flat. You can put your hands on the lower abs, feet up. Bring them close to make the as easy as possible for you to go arch, neutral, curve, neutral, arch, neutral, curve, neutral. Now these hip ups have developed out of the pelvic clock, right? 6 o'clock. You can move your shirt underneath your lower back. Check it out. Neutral. If you can't move your shirt. 12 o'clock, your hips are up. You can slide your fingers underneath. You can leave your hands there. 6, neutral, 12, neutral, 6, neutral, 12, neutral. Go ahead and extend those legs and flex. And open them. Bring them up. And bend them on down. We're going to go 6, neutral, 12, neutral. Now we're going to roll up to the bridge. We go 6, neutral, 12. Rolling up. Your butt lifts off the floor. Then your middle back. Then your rib cage to your shoulders, not your neck. That stays nice and loose. Go down. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12 o'clock. Neutral. 6 o'clock. Neutral. 12 o'clock. Roll it on up, my friends. We go up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and down. 12. Neutral. 6. Neutral. 12. Roll it up. Down. Good. Knees up. We're gonna bend one leg at a time. The beginning version is your legs are quite close to you. That makes it easy to stay in your 12 o'clock, right? If you want to go more advanced, put your foot straight up over your hips. Yeah? Slightly past is plenty. Intermediate, advanced. Don't go down here because you won't be able to hold on to your Pilates scoop unless you are super duper strong. But I don't work them out there because it's too easy for me to put the work into my thighs and my hip flexors instead of letting it be about my core. And I want it to be about our cores. Big breath in. Pelvic floor up. Pilates scoop. Shoulders down, ribs together. Head, neck, shoulders going up, lower, higher. Down we go, up, lower, higher. Down. This exercise is called single leg stretch. Keep that belly button going to your spine. You want to keep it down. You exhale as you come up. Inhale and you go down. Then you fall down. If things start to go wonky, just come back and reset. Take them in. Circle those hips, let them soften. All right, feet down, rolling back up to your bridge again. Okay, we're gonna take our arms straight up over our shoulders. Drop deeper into your 12 o'clock and little pulse. So I'm pushing my heels into the ground, and that makes me work my back of my thighs and my booty. Good, stay there. One heel, other heel, one heel, other heel. Reach your shoulders back into the ground so you're activating your upper back. Keep those hips nice and still. And roll them down from the middle back. Touch your lower back before your hips, friends. Whoosh. All right, left leg over the top, and we're gonna press that open. This is the number 4 stretch because it looks like an upside down number 4 with your legs. Turn so you can see. And switch legs. Sorry for the cough. Still sick from last week, but I'm getting better. All right. We're going to take our soles of our feet together. Clap them. Yeah. All right. We're going to hold our feet up in the air. Now, I'm using my elbow to help keep my knee wide. Turn on the diagonal for you to see this. Yeah. So my elbows, as they bend, yeah, the ankle comes closer and my knee gets pushed out wider. Yeah. That's where I'm going to stay. Big breath in. Exhale. Pelvic floor up, Pilates scoop in. And we're gonna just use your arms and legs together to click your heels together like a leprechaun, okay? Now, even though my arms are doing loads of work here, your inner thighs are gonna start to feel activated. If you're like, I don't feel it yet, you could always lift your head and shoulders off the square just for fun. But you should probably be feeling your inner thighs by now. Now, if your legs are turning parallel, knees towards your face, you're not going to feel it in the same way. So make sure you're staying like a butterfly stretch. All right, we're going to reach through. Bring those legs up. Bend. We're going to try starting again. And we're going to open those legs and we're going to pulse it in the middle. We go, head, neck, and shoulders coming up. 3, 4, we're doing 8, 6, 7, to your side, cross side, other side. 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and we go 4, 3. It's okay if your legs are much smaller. 4, 3, 2, 1, and we'll go 2, 1. We'll go 2, 1. We're going 1, going right, going left. Going side, going side. Side, come back center. Head down. We're gonna beat your thighs together. One leg in front of the other. Good. Bend those knees. Place them back down on the floor. Breath. Go ahead and take your right knee and open it up to the side. And notice how that lifts your left hip up. And then use your left side of your body to squeeze your waist back down to the earth. And feel that same feeling with your left side. Your right side of the body floats up off the floor because of the weight of that leg. You're going to use your right obliques, the opposite obliques, to pull you back to center. Just a couple more times like that. Open, rock, opposite side of the body pulls you home together, your legs. And we'll go open, rock, side of the body pulls you back down, legs back together. Now your right leg's coming up. You're gonna bend that leg slightly for me, turn it out. Here we go, keeping it out. We're coming towards your face, then out to the side, but squeeze the opposite side of your body to keep your hip on the ground as your leg goes down towards your feet, and then it goes across your body towards the opposite side, and then back up. Here you go, single leg circles. Your hips are staying steady on the floor. The slower you go, the more you'll feel this intricate challenge of your opposite obliques. So don't be tempted to rush it. You keep it slow to feel the benefit. Checking your pelvic floor is still pulled up. How's your Pilates scoop? Let's switch legs now. Turn it on. And up to your face. Your left side of your body, and hold with the opposite side of your waist. It does not have to be big, because remember, this is a stabilization of the core exercise. Doesn't matter if your leg is going way out there or not, as long as you feel your abdominal wall fighting to keep your hips against the floor and steady. Keep that leg circling. Good. Both legs up. Bend them. Give them a hug. Hands underneath your knees. And come on up for rolling like a ball. Ding! Remember, your brakes in getting you all the way up is accentuated by pulling your shoulder blades down and back and sticking your chest up. Ding! Good. Hold your feet together. Rock up the seal. Clap. Clap. I'm going to try and turn around while I'm doing the seal. Clap, clap. Go ahead and put your feet down and lean forward over that butterfly stretch. Oh, good job. Go ahead and step your knees out nice and wide. We're going to push those knees open as we lean forward. Rise on up. Okay, so we're keeping our legs in what is a comfortable turnout position for you, yeah? I encourage you to jiggle your legs. Right now I'm jiggling my legs. Whenever you feel that your hip flexors are starting to clench in this exercise, we're going to do spinal twist. We're going to do it with a pelvic clock action. And then we're going to do spinal twist with the tilt. So arms are out, shoulders are back, elbows are up, legs are wide. It's totally okay if your knees are bent in this exercise, as long as you feel those butt bones in the floor when you're supposed to be sitting up. Sitting up is the hardest part of this exercise. We'll go roll it back 12 o'clock. Yeah, I'm gonna do it slow first. Rise up, 2 and 2 and up, 2 and 12 o'clock. And neutral side, 12 o'clock, neutral side. And then we'll twist. 2. When we twist, our hand and gaze are over one leg and center. 2 and contract. Rise up. Twist. 2. Center. 2. Contract. 2. Rise up. Twist. 2. Center. 2. Contract. 2. Up. 2. Twist. 2. Center. 2. Next, we'll add the tilt. Remember, the tilt is taking your rib cage out over the side you're on by pushing your back shoulder back. Yeah. Here we go. We're going contract. 2. Rise. 2. Twist to your right. 2. Drop left shoulder. 2 and upright. 2. Center. 2 and contract. 2 upright. 2 and twist. 2 and shift. 2 and up. 2 and center. Faster. Contract and up and twist and tilt and up and center. Contract and up and twist and tilt and center. And we'll go contract and up and twist and tilt and twist and center. Contract and up and twist and center. Contract and up and twist, tilt and twist and center. Contract and up and twist and tilt and twist and center. Contract and up. Last one. Taking it back. Legs together. Parallel legs. Arms come up above your chest, above your head. They probably don't touch the floor while you're keeping your ribs together. So ribs come, arms come up, head, neck, shoulders rise. 2. Walk yourself to where you need to be in your room. So we're going to do a combination this next section. Yeah, we're going to start with a roll down. So in our roll down, I'm going to hold my legs together. I'm going to start with my pelvic clock to fold my back to the floor. I'm trying to touch my vertebrae from the bottom to the top. My arms float up over my shoulder blades. They open up. They probably can't touch because I'm trying to keep my abs tight here. Whereas if I touch my arms, then my ribs would let go. Yeah. So keep those top muscles tight and we'll start all over again. Arms come forward, head off, neck off, shoulders off, legs together. Rise up to an upright body. Remember that box feeling of the shoulders? Upright. Then we go head forward, neck forward, shoulders spread out, but your lower back and abs are still up and in. Sitting up tall, and we roll down. 2, 3, 4. Arms coming up over your head, and we go arms. 2, head, neck, shoulders, up. 2, your upright spine, and then head forward. Ribs, but not your lower back. Then sit up again, back as tall as you can, and we'll roll down. Arms floating, but your ribs stay tight. Arms coming up, and then head, neck, shoulders rising up to your hips. Head, neck, shoulders come front. Back upright. Stay right there. Bring your arms back. Check that you're pulled in and up. So you're like squeezing like a tube of toothpaste. Yeah. Holding that position. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sitting up is the challenge as well as your inner quadricep. 2, 3, 4. Switch. 1, 2, 3. Go to 8, 6, 7, 8. And lower back down, come down to your elbows, fingertips underneath yourself.
stick it out, pull it in. Abs, stick it out, pull it in. Pelvic floor up, Pilates scoop in. Pelvic floor in and Pilates scoop in. Ribs are tight, we're gonna go lift. Lift. If this is feeling super wobbly for you, can bend your left leg and we'll just do one leg. Let's do it that way together. Here we go. Shoulders back. We're going big leg and down, big leg and down. I am locking this leg out. Yeah, I'm actually locking that knee because I really want this to be about quad. And let it go other side. Big kick. Big kick. Keep your pelvic floor in and shoulders back. Bend it and bring those knees forward.
Go ahead and rest on your right side. Let's put your, okay, if you guys are on your right side, let me be your mirror. So you're laying on your right side, your left leg is on top. Yeah. Abs are in. Take your heels for a second and just beat them in against yourself. So you're really squeezing that squish, 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 squish feeling. Okay, and then I want you to send your heels forward. So they're as far forward as your knees. We're going to draw our pelvic floor up and in. We're going to pull our bellies in. We're going to roll our shoulders back and place your fingertips in front of your lower abdominal wall. Open, close, 2, open, 2. And remember, when we're doing this office chair to froggy position action, there's no straightening and bending of the legs. So I'm not going out and in here. Really, my leg is staying at the same distance. It's just fanning open like a clamshell. Yeah. Make sure your hips are not rolling back to make it easier. You want to keep those hips right on top of yourself to get the full challenge. All right, we're going to open that clamshell, kick it out, flex it, and close it. Really let your underbutt work. So the more you can open and close completely, the better this exercise is going to work for you. Close all the way. Open all the way. And close. Good, good, good. Top leg's going to stretch back down. I'm going to pull my scoop and floor back in. I'm going to make tiny little circles with my heel straight down below myself. So not out to the front. Straight down as though I'm trying to draw on that far wall. I'm trying to keep still in my pelvis so that the side of my hip is doing the work here, not up here. Make them faster. Now, if your body is rocking with that leg, I want you to pull up and in more with your core and isolate that motion. Good. We're going to bend and straighten. We're going to bend and straighten. If you have a mirror, make sure your knee and foot are on the same height. And bend. Turn it out. Turn it parallel. And straighten. And bend. Turn it out. Keep your thigh behind this front line as you do this activity. Don't let your knee come forward. And open. And down. And straighten. And bend. Turn it out. And close it. And straighten. Switching sides. On your left side, we're going to do office chair frog. Remember, those heels are going to be pulse, 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 and send your heels out. So we have a right angle in the knees and a right angle in the hips. Here we go. We're going open and close and open and close and open and close. Don't let your hips rock. And open and close. And open and close. Moving on, we're gonna open, extend, and turn it out, and close, and open, extend, and turn it out, and close, and open, extend, turn it out, and close, and open, extend, turn it out, and close. Top legs going down. Little circles. trying to keep this leg parallel and stabilizing. Woo, stabilizing this side is tough. I think it's because my lower leg is tired. All right, I'm gonna bend it and straighten it, and bend it and straighten it, and bend it and straighten it, and bend it, turn it out, parallel and straighten, and bend, turn it out, parallel and straighten, and bend, turn it out, parallel and straighten, bend, turn it out, parallel and straighten. Good. All right, let's get those balls or pseudo balls that you're going to work with. We're going to take your ball. I'm going to bring my variety over. And I'm going to first just slide it underneath my butt. And I'm going to roll it around underneath there. I'm going to use my bigger one now. We're trying to find those muscles we were just using, and we're going to sit upon them. So if you have sciatica, this is definitely going to get into the muscles that get tight and inflamed for sciatica. So my big ball here is more like softball size or like a large grapefruit. And just roll it around in that whole gluteus area. Getting up to the top of the gluteus muscle where it attaches to the pelvis, and down at the bottom where the top of your leg plugs in. All right, let's try the other leg. Where's the best lighting? So I'm going to start by placing it sort of where my leg, this is my leg, the top of my leg, and then the bottom of my glute. So I'm going to roll around in this area here where the two places meet. And that's where your external rotators are. Those are the muscles that help us do that clamshell movement. So your arms and your other leg can help you with the amount of pressure you're putting here. So if you want less pressure, then lift yourself up with that leg. If you want more pressure, then you let yourself really sit on the ball. And you want to move slowly. So if something feels like surprising or tight, then maybe move it a little bit to the side and slowly edge back up towards it. Yeah, we don't want to totally skip this discomfort because it's stretching muscles that are probably a little bit knotted or tired or fatigued. That's the idea. And it's like a deep tissue massage, really. So maybe not comfortable. And if you're using something a bit more lumpy, then you might be like lifting your butt to get to different places. So now I'm going to roll the top part of where my glute attaches to the hard part of my pelvis, right? So the pelvic bone you can kind of feel, and then your glute muscle comes out. So I'm running around the tailbone and the top edge. And take some time in those tender places. Woo. All right, so now we're going to take whichever thing that you're using, and we're going to lay it on the side. So I'm going to use my lumpy one for a minute, yeah? And I'm going to run it basically, I'm going to lay upon it from the side of my knee up to the side of my hip. Yeah. So I'm going to try and use some of the props I suggested. It's actually kind of nice because it's not quite as intense. It's a little flatter. It's a little bit broader vertebra. But we're trying to get some pressure on your iliotibial band, which is like if you grab your leg muscle, you can feel this big quadricep where there might be a divot if you are really lean. We want to be pressing into that space where that divot is. So I'm just going to lay on top of it. Sort of feels like the bone is pressing into whatever prop you're using here to help yourself. And then scoot yourself down a couple of inches and press. And scoot that IT band down a little bit better, lower, and press. And you're going to probably find, because most of us have very tight IT bands, a spot that feels very tender. So slowly add pressure. And breathe into that experience, giving your body time to let go of the knot. One more, nice and low. Switch to my big ball. And switching sides. If you have a ball, and some people do this action even with a foam roller, you can go from top to bottom, you can go back up. Just want to be slow and steady. And if you have a rolly ball or a foam roller, you can move back and forth a little bit, but don't go quickly, please go slowly. We are not trying to force change, we're trying to lean into it, yeah.
I was listening to the ocean. I saw a face in the sand. But when I picked it up, then it vanished away from my hands. Gone. I had a dream I was 7, climbing my way in a tree. I saw a piece of heaven waiting patient for me. Gone. And I was running far away, but I'm not far someday. Nobody knows, nobody knows. I was dancing in the rain, I felt alive like I was playing. But Lord, take me home where I belong. I can't take it anymore.
Great, all right. So taking your ball next, we're gonna roll the paraspinal muscles. We're going to do 2 major spots, yeah? So the paraspinal muscles are the 2 muscles that are on either side of your spine, yeah? So if you think about your spine, coming down from your skull, down to the bottom of your rib cage, lower back. Our first place is going to be between your shoulder blades, yeah? This big triangle bone that's back here. Between the shoulder blade and the spine. So if you are wearing a bra, whatever gender you may be, you want to put that ball between your shoulder, like the tip of your shoulder blade and the spine. Yeah, so we're going to roll right there first. You can do a little up and down there by rolling it around. The second place we're going to go is up higher. So if you think about, this is the place where my neck sort of begins. It's usually the vertebrae that sticks out the most when we're slouching. So I'm going to put my ball or prop, apple, whatever it is, sort of below that on the trapezius muscle. Yeah, so that'll be our second place. First place is down here between the shoulder blade tip and the spine. So we're going to lay down on your firm, squishy thing, whatever that may be. And if you want to make this less intense, take either a towel or your arm beneath yourself. So sometimes I like put my head down and I lift my body up. I place my pinky ball and I leave my fist underneath my back at first as I start to rest down onto the ball. And if it's really tight down there, I might just leave my hand down there, or you can roll a towel underneath yourself so you don't have to lean all the way into the ball if it's really tight. And then we're going to take about 10 breaths with each spot. And as we slow down our breath, we're asking our body to let go of that tension. Try not to jump out of it. If you need to slightly lean some of the weight off of it because it's really intense, that's fine. But try not to jump all the way out of it. Find somewhere that you can work into it. Turn your head side to side. Turning your head to the other direction. Go ahead and roll off the ball and move it up to the second place. So it's right sort of where your neck and shoulder meet. You're above the shoulder blade, but in those trapezius muscles. This is the place you just wish someone would press their thumb into when you're getting like a shoulder massage, someone standing behind you and you're sitting. That's where their thumb would go. You're putting the ball right there. Let your head turn to both sides, taking time with each side. All right, go ahead and come to the second side. So again, we're down by the point of your shoulder blade. There's my point of my shoulder blade. And then set the ball in between those two places. You can place an arm or a pillow underneath your back if you want it to be less intense as you settle in. I'm gonna leave my hand there today. I know not everybody's arms go behind their back. So if that's the case for you, just stick a little pillow or rolled up towel in there if that eases your transition. This can be very intense. Find your breath, friends. Let your head go to one side. And the other. All right, roll to the side and switch to that place where your shoulder and your neck meet. And when you're ready, make sure you've looked to both sides. And that will be it for today.
This has been week 8. This has been week 8, Pilates fam. I will see you next week. Oh, no, I won't see you next week. Let me make sure to say that here.
Okay, so Skyline students, week 8. Today is October 6th. Next week, which will be week 9, October 12th, is a flex day. So because it's a teacher in service day, you do not have class on Wednesday, and so we will not have a live Zoom next week. So you will get that day off for free. Okay, see you guys later. 2 weeks, I'll see you in 2 weeks. So you just have a playlist next week. This week we have week 8 Zoom and playlist. Week 9, you will have just your playlist. And I'll see you in week 10.